The console wars. The ultimate display of fucking idiots being loyal to a brand that doesn't give a sweet fuck about them, only about their wallet. It's time once again for Sony and Microsoft to release their latest video game systems to start the new console generation, which really already officially started with the Wii U, but no one cares. And Sony is winning the war for hearts, minds, and money. So here's what happened. Microsoft puts on a press conference to officially announce their new Xbox One, which looks like an old VCR, and apparently someone didn't tell Microsoft that the number 1 doesn't come after the number 360. Anyway, some of the great new features that aren't all that great for users at all is that you will need to check in every 24 hours online in order for your system to play any games, similar to the DRM protection we saw in the new SimCity game. And you won't be able to buy used games. Well, you will, but you'll have to pay an extra fee to activate the game for your system, which will essentially mean that you're paying at least full price, maybe more, for the game you wanted to buy on the cheap. Oh, also, Microsoft Kinect, the motion detecting camera thing they sell for the 360, it'll be part of the Xbox One, and apparently you can't turn it off, so a bunch of people now believe this conspiracy that there are a bunch of people at Microsoft who have nothing better to do with their day than spy on a bunch of pasty teenagers playing video games and watching movies. Sony's response was hilarious. They saw the backlash and said, okay, so we're not implementing any of those features. Buy our system and you can play used games. You don't have to be connected to the internet ever for offline gaming, and we're going to make our system $100 cheaper. They might as well have just included, also, our system won't give you syphilis. I'm not saying the Xbox One will, I'm just saying ours won't. Wink. But after the Xbox One announcement, the Microsoft fanboys started frothing at the mouths, taking to their keyboards, and writing misspelled rants on forums and comment sections about how this is a travesty and a slap in the face to gamers. So, don't buy the fucking thing. Why do you feel that you need to buy the system or that you're owed anything? If these are the features they want to implement, and you don't like them, you don't need to buy it. If Apple announced next week that their new iPhone will deliver a mild electrical shock every time there's a text or a call, and that there's no way to disable it or turn it off without breaking the phone, the Apple faithful would still fucking buy it, and then complain like a bunch of entitled little fucks. Why? Stop being a fucking slave to these companies. You don't need the new iPhone, and you don't need the new Xbox. And Sony fanboys, you're fucking idiots too. Go into forums and comments sections to say, see, look, Sony's way better, Microsoft sucks, enjoy your DRM spy machine while I play all the used games I want to play, losers. You're just as bad. You've bought into all of it. Video game fanboys are the fucking funniest things to me. I've said this all before, but it's worth saying again. It's these groups of little soldiers all fighting an online war for companies who never asked them to fight in the first place, and who certainly don't need their help. You're defending a fucking toy, an electronic distraction. You're passionately arguing about a product sold by a corporation who makes more money a minute than you'll ever make in 5 fucking lifetimes because you've bought into this idea that the product defines you in some way, and that if someone insults it, they're insulting you. Meanwhile, Sony, Microsoft, even Nintendo just laugh. They're laughing at you. Do you think that Sony made those announcements because they care about gamers? Fuck no. They're an electronics company. They don't care about your friendship. They care about your money. They said, well, people might not buy a system that doesn't play used games, needs to always be connected to the internet, and is $500. Let's do the exact opposite and make ours $400 so that people will give us their money. No one at Sony thought, oh, but Jimmy in Scranton, PA isn't able to connect his video game system to the family's router. They won't let him. And he can only afford to pay $20 for a video game, so we need to make sure that he's taken care of. Even if it means we here at Sony won't actually see any money from that used game being resold. Fuck Jimmy in Scranton. No one fucking cares about him. And to further prove that Microsoft is just in it for the money, they just announced that they're reversing almost all of that. They've said that used games will now be playable, and that there won't be a 24-hour check-in. You won't be forced to connect your Xbox One to the internet when you just want to play a game that you could normally play offline. Do you think that they did this because they care about gamers? Again, fuck no. They did it because they panicked. Pre-sales were probably shit. so Microsoft made changes that would result in them getting more money. As of now, the Connect feature will still be there, but if it's not connected to the internet, I guess you don't have to worry about Microsoft watching you whack off to DVDs of old Three's Company episodes. But now, Microsoft looks like a little bitch to me. I wasn't gonna buy an Xbox One, but I could respect that they made a decision and stuck to it. I can't respect a waffler, but again, they don't give a shit about my respect. They give a shit about my money. So, who's gonna win this console war? Some might say that we have to wait to find out, but I already know who will win. They will. The second you open your wallet, Sony, Microsoft, and even Nintendo all win, and you fucking lose.